Lip 15 bogus month factory, my friend. Thank you. You're far too kind. Thank you, Lip, for the sub. Hi, folks. How's it going? I'm Bogus Meat Factory, folks, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Look, tonight is a very special night for us all. Lip, you know why it's an exciting night for us all. We are going to be playing a game I know you enjoy. I know you do. A little game called Psychonauts. I've beaten Psychonauts before, but I think that tonight we're going to get a 100%. I think tonight we are going to get a 100% of the, not tonight, but we're going to start our journey to 100% this game. And then move on to Rhombus of Ruin, and get ready for Psychonauts 2, because I'm so excited for Psychonauts 2. I have a lot to say. Rah rah Rasputin. My kids watched my test of this today, and they were like, what is this? That guy's a bully. His hair's like cotton candy. They loved it. They loved the game. They're like, you're in his brain. No one's really dying. Zach Maddock, how are you today? Welcome. I hope you're doing well. I hope you're doing well. I'm doing great. I'm happy to play something a little different than a text adventure today, although I love my text adventures. I'm happy to play this game. The urge hit me. My glasses are really crooked. The urge hit me, and I'm ready to go. Let's get into it. I hope you're doing well. Cyrus! It's so good to see you, Cyrus! How have you been? It's been a long time. How's it going? Okay. Oh, it's still so good. That's great. Let's go. Let's play games. Let's play games. I'm gonna fire them up. Hold on. Video games! Wah! Where's my controller? Oh, Jesus! You're so loud. Tell me how the volume is. Let me know. Pretty good. Been getting caught up on some of your past streams. Cyrus, that's so kind of you to even do so. Thank you so much, man. What have you been watching? Oh, have you liked any? Have you not liked any? I want to know which ones people like and which ones they don't like. My kids thought this was the greatest title sequence ever. They're like, why is it like this? Why is it a brain? Why is he jumping around on a brain right now? Oh, I almost made a full rotation. So we're starting a new game. Hold on. I want to... How do you manage the stuff? I think we can delete things, can't we? I would like to delete profiles. Can't believe Nintendo ripped this off. Zach! So what's funny is, so I tested it this morning. And the first thing I said was, I can't believe they ripped off... I can't believe they ripped off that Mario Galaxy ripped this off. I legitimately was like, Mario Galaxy, man. Edgar, how's it going? Hola, damas y caballeros. Hola, ¿cómo estás? I was surprised. Let's start this. I also...
The human mind.
Hopefully you can hear it.
600 miles of synaptic fiber. 5.5 ounces of cranial fluid. 1,500 grams of complex neural matter. A 3-pound pile of dreams. But I'll tell you what it really is. It is the ultimate battlefield. And the ultimate weapon. The wars of this modern age, the psychic age, are all fought somewhere between these damp, curvaceous undulations. From this day forward, you are all psychic soldiers, paranormal paratroopers, mental marines who are about to ship out on the adventure of their lives.
Socrata, welcome.
This is our beachhead.
Sakura 2.
And this
Sakura
is
2.
your landing craft. You shall engage the enemy in his own mentality. You shall chase his dreams. You shall fight his demons. You shall live his nightmares. And those of you who fight well, you will find yourselves on the path to becoming international secret agents. In other words, Psychonauts. The rest of you will die.
Oh, Dogen!
Oh, Maury.
Children, you are not going to die.
Well, if you're not a Psychonaut, then you might as well be dead.
I love
They told me this was a summer camp.
the character design.
Dogen, don't worry about old Coach Oleander. I've been coming here for years, and trust me, nothing ever happens.
Yeah, Dogen, Lily's right. You don't got nothing to worry about. Except for that giant monster in the lake I was telling you about.
Bobby Zilch, I told you to stop scaring people with that ridiculous old legend. I don't want the kids to be afraid to go out at night and walk alone on the perfectly safe paths
You just
of
told them they're gonna
Whispering Rock
die.
Psychic Summer Camp. And we don't want to scare our special guests, superstar Psychonauts Sasha 9 and Mia Vodello.
Whoa! Light monster!
Formation.
It's resisting. Quick, bring it over here.
What is it?
It's just a little boy. What's your name, darling?
I'll find out. Kid, get in! Ugh.
My name
Starts with a D.
is Rasputin,
My favorite line. My favorite line. I love that one so much.
but everybody calls me Raz.
Starts with a D.
Lake monster!
Compelling.
Armored like a tank.
Sorry I'm late. I don't want to disrupt your briefing, Agent Oleander. Agents 9, Vodello, please, continue.
My favorite line.
Where do
My
you think
name
you're going?
Starts with a
You've
D.
broken into a highly classified remote government training facility.
I know, isn't it great? Listen, why don't I just sit over here quietly with my fellow Psychonauts? Hey, how's it going? I like your hat.
We need to have this young man taken from here immediately.
I'll call his parents.
What? But don't you train Psychonauts here?
Yes, darling, but...
To soar across the astral plane. To wage psychic warfare against the enemies of free thought.
That is what I wrote on the front of the pamphlet.
Those words are why I'm here, Coach Oleander. Do you remember what you wrote on the inside of that pamphlet? You were born with a special gift. But the people around you treat it like a curse. Your mother is afraid of you. And your father looks at you with shame in his eyes. Come to Whispering Rock Psychic Summer Camp, and you can show them all. Back home, your powers make you a loner, an outcast, a circus freak. But in this dojo, in this psychic dojo, they make you a hero.
Get that soldier a bunk.
Yeah, the voice of Raz is in
Now, darling,
everything.
you
He's in
can
Vader
stay here
Zim,
for a
as well as
few
many,
days
many
until
other
your
characters
parents come
all
for
over the
you.
place. He's in
But we
EverQuest
can't
2.
let you participate in any paranormal training without your parents' consent. I'm sorry.
Richard Horvitz
Wowie.
is his name.
You're so lucky. You get to go home soon.
Home? Back there, I was just like you were, Dogen. Punished by my own family for having powers I never asked for. But here, I have a chance to be something. To make a difference. They may come for me, Dogen. But they'll be looking for Raz, the boy. What they're going to find, what they don't expect, is Raz, the Psychonaut.
And then you'll make their heads explode?
No. Do you do that?
No. Well, once kinda. But now I wear this special hat. Wanna try it on?
No.
But he has mental defenses like I've never seen in
I love
someone so
Dogen
young.
so much.
If I could just get him in my lab for some experiments, I'm sure he could withstand more than the others.
That kid's 1 in a million, Nine. But I'm not gonna let you turn him into one of your guinea pigs. I've got big plans for that mind.
I love he has a cork on the top of his helmet to keep it safe from poking anybody. Game is hilarious. Yeah, I can overwrite. We're gonna overwrite poop. That was my test one. What are we gonna name the profile though? This is important. What do you rename? What do you name your thing? It's not Raz. No. It's not Raz. It's got to be something original, something unique, something. Man, I never share a safety tip on that pickle hop. Pickle hop. ATM machine. How are you? Squirt. Ooh. Starts with a D. Nope, won't work. Dookie. It starts with a D. How are you doing, by the way, ATM machine? Oh, I'm doing spectacular. I'm playing Psychonauts. I wish you could correct the cutscene aspect ratio on the PC version though. Does it get wacky? Does it throw things out of whack on here? And also let me know if you can hear me clearly compared to the software. I'm doing spectacular, ATM machine. Been playing, you know.
All right, settle down in here. Big
Taxi
day
Adventure games
tomorrow.
and burping.
I want to see each and every one of you runs in my classroom at 0600 hours on the dot. I'm the early bird, and you're the worms. Got it? Now, lights out!
Audio Eric! So good to see you! Doesn't break anything. The game engine is fine in widescreen, but the videos are stretched.
Okay,
Oh,
quick
yeah.
eye exam before
That-
we start.
Oh my gosh. Hope you're doing well,
Over that
Audio
way,
Eric.
if you
So
will.
good to see you.
Wow, what's that?
Oh, that's a Psy challenge marker. The staff scatters
I gotta
these
turn
all
on
over the
subtitles
camp
for you
to
guys.
test the students.
I don't think the
Every one of
cutscenes are
these you
in subtitles,
find
though.
advances you a whole rank. Now look up for me if you will.
How you get through this first?
Some of the old markers have fallen apart. You'll find bits of them flapping around loose. If you find enough of these Psy cards, you can put them together to make a brand new challenge marker. But you have to buy a Psy-Core at the camp store to hold them together. Keep
Is that being
bringing it up,
genuine?
and before you know it, you'll be able to use brand new psychic powers. Stuff you didn't even know you could do.
And then when do I become a Psychonaut? Because I have to do that before my dad shows up to take me home. Hey, where'd he go?
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
That guy looks so familiar.
Yep, you can change your camera with the journal.
Hey, Raz! Hurry up! You don't want to be late for basic braining!
Woohoo! Basic braining is the best class ever! Woohoo!
Let's see. Oh, that's right. I had to use the... For some reason, you have to do that for this. Subtitles on. There we go. Okay. So a lot of people will say that they do not like the way this looks. They hate the visuals of this. I love the visuals of this. Yep. If we get the cards, we turn them in for a store. Why to pull up? Arrowheads. So there's a lot of collectibles. This
So, you're dating Elka now. Does that mean we won't hang out as much?
Shoot, I reckon things ain't gonna change one bit. Doggone it, partner. No woman's never gonna...
Hey, you're gonna make my boyfriend late for class. Come on, James. Come on.
Oh, yeah. People hate the, some people do. They hate the visuals because of their strange, deformed characters. I love it. I think that their major argument is just that it looks different, and they don't look human, and so people get hung up on some very strange things from time to time, and it's really odd to come across that and try to figure out for everybody, like what some people like, what other people don't, and the reasoning behind those things, because it's odd. I think the game's fantastic.
I'm telling you for the last time, no. I would never do that. I could never kill everyone. Oh, hi, Raz.
Squirrel trouble?
They're liars is all. Whatever they tell you.
Oh man,
it's a
I
lie.
have ATM machine.
I'll take your word for it. You going to class?
Yeah, I'll meet you up there. As soon as I get these guys to shut up.
But one of those things is you're dealing with like a lot of like kid character models and stuff, and it's hard to make kids sound incredibly distinct. Oh, dude, he blew him up. And so having this, you know, using these very distinctive art styles is really helpful to make everybody stand out and look very different, unique. I love it, especially when it's having to deal with this kind of surrealist concept of, you know, your brain and the mind. It's very enjoyable.
Why don't you come alight on my shoulder? Jerk.
Oh, Dogan.
Hey, what happened to the squirrels?
They lied. They lied. And then they left.
They lied. I can't climb that. Sarcastic friend! Earl! It's so good. That's what I mean, though. I think it's important that they don't appear exactly human, otherwise the game can be a bit gruesome about that separation. Uh-huh. Love games that embrace an aesthetic. It's totally believable in the world of the game. Was that it? No, I couldn't kill everyone. Dude, sarcastic friend, we're always winning. Come on now. Always winning. Oh, we got kids to talk to here. We gotta be introduced to everybody.
That has got to be the worst band name I have ever heard in the history of of all time, ever.
And by worst, did you possibly mean the best? Because that's what I was thinking.
No, I meant worst, as in I can't even believe we're friends, it's so bad.
Stupid lanes deeply into your heart, Phoebe. And I think you'll find that even you believe the Levitators is pretty much the dopest name a band could ever have.
The Levitators? Are we some sort of cover band that only plays graduation ceremonies for motivational seminars?
You already
I've
won
been
soccer
practicing,
too.
and I think I could levitate us both during our gigs. For real now.
No way! Last year you dropped me and I broke my drums.
Hey, at least those got fixed. I'll never get back those records you melted with that unplanned pyrotechnics display of yours.
Look, you know when I have a good solo going, sometimes things get hot. I can't help it. And it seemed like part of the show if we named the band the right thing.
Oh, not this again.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Please?
Would you please welcome...
No.
The Firestarters!
Oh,
I'm the Firestarter. The Olympic Firestarter.
If we're gonna call it that, we might as well call it Burning Itch.
What?
Ew. Burning Itch.
The Whispering Rockers.
Oh, what?
That's my band name idea. Why aren't you guys in Coach Oleander's class?
Are you kidding? A kid got killed in that class last year.
I heard it was a bunch of kids, Phoebe.
Well, I heard it was a bunch of blind kids, and the coach threw them off a cliff.
Yeah, because they were late for class.
You'd better hurry, kid. Now, where were we, Quinn?
Hey, how's everybody tonight? You feeling itchy? I said you feeling itchy?
Watch it, Quentin.
Or what? You'll burn me? You know you can't burn me. You got a block. That's why we're friends.
Oh, you're right.
That's why we're in a band together.
Aww.
Yeah.
I want them to succeed so
Why
bad.
we should call the band the Levitators.
Did you say heavy taters? Because that's what I heard.
Levitators.
That's funny. I love them so much. They must succeed in their band.
Levitators.
Burning Itch reminds me of that
Oh,
Flaming Demon
can't
Beavers
see
and Grim Fandango. The Burning Bush joke.
Levitators.
Okay, I'll talk to him once more.
Want another band name idea?
No, the last one was too good.
Yeah. If you give us another, we'll just have to fight about which of yours was better.
Where were we? Oh, yeah.
Levitators.
That's funny.
You know that cabin is empty, right?
Duh. I'm practicing for tonight, when it's gonna be full of ladies.
That kind of thing takes practice.
Excuse me, but my parents let me watch R-rated movies, so I think I know
Oh
a
my
little
gosh.
bit more about this than you do,
How many
okay?
kids do you know in your life that were that? My parents let me watch R-rated movies, okay? I know more about this than you. It's just creepy. There he is, peeping. That is not okay. We do not appreciate the sleep peepers. By the way, can we also just say that this is honestly one of the best double jumps ever in any game? It's fantastic. Little Tommy voice, please sir, may I have some lore? Oops.
You, new boy. Seen bear lurking in woods?
Nope.
Positive. Giant, hairless bear?
Nope.
In Russia, bears much smaller. Also more hair. Less lurking. Always eager to wrestle. This one, hide and run.
I'll let you know if I see anything.
Cannot lurk forever, bear.
Bear. Hello, I am Russian. I am looking for a bear.
The rest of camp is off limits until you have a basic brain
Oh,
merit badge.
real question.
Now
Okay.
get.
Oh, okay. Sorry, sarcastic friend. I did not know you wanted real lore here. So this is Psychonauts. This was made on the original Xbox at the time, I believe. And it is made by Double Fine. It was their big like debut game as an independent company that came out after the disbandment of LucasArts. And it is a comedy action platformer where you are a kid who ran away from the circus to go invade a psychic summer camp for kids to harness your psychic powers and abilities and uncover a devious plot. It's fantastic. Yeah, I mean, it eventually came to PS2 and GameCube, PC, Xbox. It came on everything in the end.
Can't see anything.
And it's absolutely fantastic. It was a game that did not sell well when it came out, but it was lauded as being one of the best. It came out during that time when this style of game just was starting to become very unpopular, and you had games like this and Beyond Good and Evil, these fantastic adventure games that just failed miserably commercially.
Out. That class is a death trap for crazy people. Listen.
Yes, ATM machine, thank you.
At the start of class, he pulls you into his mind, and then there's nothing you can do about it. But once you're in, you can use these smelling salts to sneak out. Take mine. I don't need them anymore. I'm calling my parents to come get me before I get hurt.
Too late!
Bobby Zilch!
Ah! Hey, kid! You owe me 5 arrowheads for this week's protection service.
Cough it up, my loser, or you'll be coughing up bloody tears.
Hey, leave him alone.
I heard a rumor that you were raised in the circus.
Bobby's little best villain.
Let me put this in terms you'll understand. I'm the strong man around here.
Really? Because you look more like the cotton candy.
Benny, put this kid's death on my to-do list.
Come on, we'll see him in class.
Yeah, we'll settle this on the battlefield.
When I played this, when it was contemporary, I remember not being super into it until the plot gets started. And then I realized they had basically had an adventure game inside a 3D platformer. Zach, oh yeah. So when I played this game around the time it came out, and I wasn't too keen on it, only because though at the time, I got to the end, and then I got really frustrated. That's what happened. Is the end got me. That's what I needed to do. I forgot about this. We were gonna try to 100% this game. Come on. So just get ready for that. That's what I needed to do. His head's just so glassy. Released at the height of the adventure games are dead. Yep. Adventure games are dead. Platformers are dying. PC version and maybe the others were eventually patched to lower the difficulty in the finale. They were. Figments. Yeah. So I played in the original one, and I had such a hard time. Such a hard time. It was much easier. So we got this in here. Slide in. We're getting these cards because these are collectibles. Essentially what's going to happen is these will unlock, or put us up ranks and allow us to have access to more powers and abilities and other special things. And so we want to definitely collect as many of those as we can. I like the figment collecting. I didn't find that to be too overwhelming.
Frozen solid.
Yeah. That tells us we'll get an ability to deal with that later. Oops. Unusual for this kind of game to not reveal the antagonist, who the antagonist is and what's going on until you're way into it. Oh my gosh, I'm failing miserably. Oh, can I? That's right, I can only go to this way. Yeah, so well, that's part of the fun, was just the adventure that you're having. You know, the setting was interesting enough that having to have a main primary antagonist that you have to deal with in that time isn't that big of a concern. Because I didn't think so. For a lot of people, it seemed to have been the case. Because the world is just so fun and engaging that you don't need to have it be so kind of straightforward. Because you're just having fun. Yeah. Oh man, Grim Fandango. Well, you got an antagonist fairly early on in Grim Fandango, at least. I'm doing this wrong, aren't I? Yeah. There's this over here I gotta grab. Yep. We got the side cards. We just need to get a core. After class, we can buy a core that's gonna rank us up. We'll get it constructed to be a full core. And this already is one. Yep, so a challenge marker. You rank up. So we got pretty much everything that you can get here right at this moment. I'm going to go right into the training course. Fun and engaging world is what the Bogus is all about. Hector LeMans only gradually gets revealed. I mean, we learn Hector gets seen right near the very beginning. After the first like initial set of puzzles, right before you leave Rubikava. So it's not like right away, but it's fairly early.
They seem to all be in a trance while they astrally project themselves into the coach's psyche, which is awesome.
Oh.
They seem to all be in a trance.
Why don't you take a picture? It'll last longer.
Whoops. Sorry.
Oh, foreshadowing.
Hey, Chloe. What are you doing?
The coach uses this to broadcast his thoughts across the camp. I think I can tune it to reach my people in space.
Hector LeMans gets shown. He sprouts the your boss in the very beginning. When you leave. I get is it oh, it's El Morro, sorry. Did I say Rubikava? I meant El Morro, the beginning. Yeah, sparingly throughout. He sprouts down Kupal after mentally El Morro. Yes, it's El Morro.
Whoa! How does it work?
I don't have time to explain the technology to you.
Hey, Chloe?
Go away, Raz. I'm working.
Chloe's great.
Coach Oleander, I'm reporting for basic braining.
Son, do you realize that to take my course, I will have to pull you into my mind?
Ooh, the figments in Mia's level, Zach.
Every bullet scar,
although
memory of every battle I have ever faced.
The baggage in Mia's level is super great. Not the baggage, her bolts.
First?
I'm ready, sir.
I'm ready, sir.
Well then. You're late, soldier.
Oh, good.
Get in here and give me 20.
I didn't know if the cutscenes would have the subtitles. A lot of games this age didn't, typically. Mia's level is a bit rough. I like that pentagonal aerial on the TV.
So,
the cadet with the astronaut helmet is wearing. Very the dig. Yes.
The mental
Roland
world.
says, much like, hello, been a minute since I caught a stream. Love this game. Roland, it is a pleasure
like
to have
a
you.
dentist office.
A mental
Game is fantastic.
Dentist
It's a pleasure to have you. What have you been up to? A mental dentist
It's a
office.
recruiting office, kids, and I'm here to recruit you for the greatest job in
What
the
you been
world.
playing? What you been
Being
up
a
to?
psychonaut. It's about fighting a war for mental freedom. Are you ready to face torture, insanity, and death? Because this is your last chance to chicken out.
Oh, me, sir. I'd like to chicken out, please.
Too late, soldier.
But you said...
There's only one way out of here. Fighting. I want one of you chickens to sock me square in the jaw. I warn you. Once you do, the war is on.
All right.
Ah, that's what I'm talking about. Let's go, go, go!
I love it.
What kind of obstacle course is this? That kid just got killed.
A mental obstacle course, you bleeding heart. He's not dead. His astral projection just got kicked out of my mind. And I'll kick your astral projection out of here too if you don't get moving right now.
Just the way they present this stuff, right? When you see him being projected like an old film projector on the wing there, like that stuff's fantastic. One of the best double jumps in games. Life stuff.
Relax.
Oh man.
That's just a figment of my imagination. You can run right through figments. They help you rank up, and when you rank up, you earn new psychic powers. So whenever you see a figment, suck it up, soldier. Come on, get that figment.
I love the figments. I love them because they have kind of context for the character.
Coach's little piggy! Oink, oink, oink! Hey, what are you staring at? We all have emotional baggage, kid. Why don't you make yourself useful? Sort some of it out while you're in here. Keep your eyes peeled for a tag that matches. Could be anywhere.
Just the presentation for this is fantastic. Presentation, top notch.
There it is. Now, you will pick up that tag and you will put it on that bag you just found. Unless you'd rather just drop and get me funny right now.
So when my kids saw this, they loved this. They thought the baggage getting reunited with the tag was the funniest thing. And they just laughed and laughed and laughed. It was really funny because they'd look at this and be like, they're gonna die! Like, oh no! And then he's like, no, they're not actually dead. They just get kicked out of his brain. And they're like, yeah! His brain! They loved this idea. They were enamored with this whole thing. And I thought it was just so cute. There goes Bobby Zilch. We're gonna try to collect all this stuff. I'm gonna try to do the figments. If I miss anything, let me know. I don't mind. I mean, I played this game before, so I don't mind. Like, oh hey, there's a really important secret here. There's a funny, you know, a funny Easter egg and stuff like that. I don't mind at all. We have to go through this level again at some point, so I'm not worried if I miss anything.
Watch out! Fire down below!
Hey, Bobby Zilch. No, if you go down, there's nothing there, I don't think. But I'll be revisiting this level again, so I don't mind so much.
Looks like a test. There's probably a secret, more advanced route.
What's that supposed to mean? You think you're more advanced than me, new kid?
Sorry, what?
I'm not stupid. You're stupid. The coach is stupid. The whole camp is stupid. That thing flying at you is stupid.
What's flying at me?
Bobby Zilch's foot, that's what! You stupid new kid! Yeah!
Oh. Thanks for saving me.
Well, actually, I was saving this plant.
Huh. Never seen one so meaty before.
I have.
Meat
It's been
plants.
appearing in this creepy nightmare I keep having.
You're having nightmares? Oh, I've been reading about how to fix those. Will you let me see one?
No.
You'll have plenty of time to stand around when you're dead.
Classified route. So there's this way here, and there's the classified route, which is a shortcut. We're gonna just take this one. And get all the figments. This is the part that sucks, of those figments that wander around. Oh my gosh. I missed that. What? I got that figment. What is it? Oh, is it? I have to jump up to get it? What? Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Figment? There we go.
Less waiting, more motivating!
Dog tags, the knife. Alright. Okay, so we're back at the cannons. I guess I could go back and do it. Why not? There's a secret way to go. Mentalis, mentalis, uberalis. Uberalis in development. What is that a reference to? What does that mean? I don't even know. I'm not. I would like to force, like, state ahead of time. I'm not a smart man.
Move, move, move!
Oh. There's just something about the platforming in this that is so tight. Like, you just know. You feel the character and where they're going and how they perform and where they're going to land. You don't have this overdramatic, shadow. And, but yet you're still able to very easily understand the range of your jump. The poop tart sales. Oh my gosh, Earl.
Is your name Joey?
No.
I don't know. Well, that's the song.
Slowy Joey.
German national
That's
anthem.
not my name.
What was that, Slowy? I can't hear ya. You're talking too slow. Onward and upward, soldier.
Here's the thing, Earl, and I can't really talk about this with great length, but the poop tart sales, production has hit a major snag. There has been a lawsuit put against the company. It's really quite tragic. I can't go into too much information, of course, because it would breach, the confidentiality of the whole situation. And just know that poop tarts currently are being withheld from being on the shelves due to a gross misrepresentation, gross misunderstanding of the product. Come here. Come on, Figments. Come back. Here we go. Oh. There we go. Oh, no. No, no, no. No. No.
Dang, my bowels move more than you do, Pokey.
Ooh, Pokey. Mr. Pokelope. I can't believe Psychonauts will be out next month. So excited. No! I'm so excited too. And we're gonna do also, we will be playing Rhombus of Ruin as well. 100% gonna be playing Rhombus of Ruin. There's that one, and the next one should be popping up here in just a second. There we go. We got those figments. Those ones are tricky.
It's game day, kid. Now that kind of wall, you can climb it up, down, sideways, whatever way
before we
you
even do
want.
that, there's another
Just
path
get on it.
over here. Let's do that too. This one's a really complicated one. You got the bag. I forgot about the bag. Most 3D platformers drive me nuts, but I never felt too frustrated by Psychonauts. Exactly, Roland. That's the thing. Psychonauts is there. I would say that there's probably one particular. I think that some of the later levels might frustrate some folks, especially the Milkman. I think that the Milkman one is a brilliant stage, but I think it's one that frustrates a lot of people. And so, like, I think that's the one that would probably upset and like frustrate the most amount of people. Even though I love it to death, but I'm a more of an adventure game guy, so for me that wasn't much of an issue.
Quick, like a monkey.
This is so brilliant. Just the projection.
Hey, slow down, kid. If you pass me your Bobby, you'll make us look bad, and Bobby will pound you dead. Bobby, can you hear me? Where are you? Don't leave me alone out here, Bobby. I'm frightened. I'm frightened.
Oh, the poor little sidekick. I'm the milkman. My milk is delicious.
Move, move. Watch those mines, kid. They'll blow you up like a 10-cent kazoo.
Hey, Dogen, what's wrong?
I keep blowing up.
Follow me. I'll help you through the mines.
Me and Dogen are on this together. Come on, Dogen.
I can't do it. I can't do it.
Yes, you can, Dogen. Just follow me.
Okay.
Come on, you can do this, buddy. Is your home free?
I can't do it.
Yes, you can, Dogen. Just follow me.
Okay.
Come on, Dogen. Void's mind is where it pivots from platform to puzzle. Exactly.
Good hustle out there.
Hey. This is for helping me out. Okay, bye.
Okay, bye. It's like arrowheads. Alright, let's get our... Bye, Dogen. I love the Milkman level. One of my absolute favorite parts of the game. Absolutely. It's funny, too, because when I replayed this, and actually beat it, you know, years and years and years ago, I forgot so much. Including, like, the Napoleon one, which I freaking love.
Did Washington have a shoot when he crossed the Delaware? Just jump, sissy!
Well, I guess we're all going to die. My whole life is flashing before my eyes. My first memory is of my dog, Lady. Lady and I used to go for long walks.
Is there like a climax to this story?
Didn't I mention the gopher yet? Thought I hit that. Okay, let me start over.
Okay.
First, we went to the end of our street, and then we turned left. And then we turned right, and then we turned a soft right, and then we turned a deep left, and then we took a side road.
This is me talking about stories.
And then we stopped and asked for directions. And then Lady had to go to the bathroom. And then Lady saw a gopher. And then Lady had to stop and scratch.
We're doing
it. And then I bent down to tie my shoe.
The little thing.
And then we walked 3 miles. And then we walked 2 miles. And then we walked 4 miles. And then we walked half a mile.
Okay.
And then we made a U-turn.
Perfect.
And then we had a snack. And then we got lost for a while.
That happens.
And then we got attacked by bees.
Oh my god, are you okay?
And then I fell down a manhole and had to reset my own arm back in the socket.
Oh my god!
And then we just stood still for a while. And then Lady had to go to the bathroom. And then we got lost for a while. And then we had a snack. And then we turned left. And then we walked 3 miles. And then we took a side road.
Does this just keep going?
And then I bent down
yes,
to
keeps
tie
going.
my
Okay,
shoe.
we're done.
And then I gave Lady a bone.
Whee! I loved that. That was great. It was a great story.
Hey, look! It's Raz!
Yay! Raz is here!
Yeah! Maybe you'll be able to beat this darn game. We can't do it.
Yeah, we're no good. And the coach won't open the gate until someone wins.
Yay, Raz! Just punch that to start.
There's 2 of you. Your health.
You score enough points on this course, kid, and I'll give you a reward.
Yep, easy. Points needed 20, 60 seconds. Don't hit babies, hit bad guys. It's easy to tell who isn't a baby. They're like green. The signs are green, so like it's very clear.
Punch! Punchy! Punch! 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 Hooray! Punch! 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 Punch!
Punch! Hooray!
Punch! Punchy! Punch! Punch!
Punch! Punch!
Yay, Raz! Yay, Raz!
Hey, good job, soldier.
Nice.
Now here's your reward.
I can't wait for those 2 to get their... Oh, right. Spoilers. Yeah. Oh, man.
Most people, they got something to hide. They store away their shame, their dirty little secrets in these tiny vaults in their minds. But the enemy is not allowed any secrets in wartime, are they, soldier? So go ahead and bust open this vault. I got nothing to hide. Ah, good.
Oleander's pride. He's throwing up the flag, leading people on to battle, jumping out of planes, just shooting guns, riding torpedoes with an anchor, helping little kids, being a hero.
You enjoy that. One of my
Oh,
favorites.
Coach Oleander, you're so cool. Okay, so that teleports us to the other sections of the map. I love them. He's so happy. Look at him. He's devouring his best friend. And now he's getting carried away into a happy land. He was so sad, and now he's so happy. I guess I could come back and do this effort again. Because it's Bobby. Bobby Zilch. The guy who turned into Swiss cheese. Yep.
Yeah! Classic Zilch!
Classic Zilch. The little bunnies in no man's land, I know. I get everything. Let's break these into some health real quick. Just because. Whee! That's cool. That's really cool. I dig that. So the stuff is figments of his imagination or all wartime stuff. Does that mean it didn't happen? We'll have to find out. This I can't stand. It's kind of like on rails thing, and then you might miss the figments. To see like all of the map. There's a boat and turrets. It's so great. I love just the level design of all this. It's so much fun.
You can grab poles like that and swing on them. It's all about upper body strength, you know?
There's a guy, he's hanging. Alright, swing around. Tag, buddy. Oh, so happy. I love them so much. I wish my emotional baggage was happy. Not gonna lie. Oh, and get ready. We're gonna talk about our emotional baggage.
Hold it right there, boy. That's a mental cobweb. Wait, did somebody you can collect them with a specialized piece of equipment once you get checked out.
Free Bob.
Till then,
Bob.
just steer clear of them.
He's saying hi. Figments. Flying figments. There it is. Oh, we got it. Yay, Bob! How you doing, Bob? You doing good, buddy? We're gonna eventually get a Bob cam going on. Just for him. Just for Bob. He deserves it. Bob, you want me to dive into your brain and find all your memories? No? No? Bob's got a mind like a steel trap. You can't just like...
Move! As you can see, the trapeze is very
Bob.
difficult. Most cadets can't handle it. You might
Ooh,
just want to
Slats.
stay away from it.
Top 5.
You
Oh
still
my
get
goodness.
a participation
Slats.
ribbon at the end of
What
camp.
a good top 5. Folks, shout out to Slats Studio. If you don't know, they make fantastic. They're making a fantastic. They make fantastic adventure games in the style or inspired by Quest for Glory, the original Quest for Glory, the SCI one, right? The SCI, the text parser. Fantastic. It's so great. You need to check out his stuff. Follow him on Twitter. Yes, SCI. Yep, perfect. They've never streamed, I don't think, but they absolutely make great games. Let's get our stuff. I think that this is very much worthy of a top 5. It's not in my top 5 because I'm a weirdo, but it is one of the best. It is so good. I love it so much. I hear you crying, luggage. I'm coming, buddy. Yeah, you can use this to look around a first-person view. Where's that crying coming from? There it is! It definitely shows its age, but the imagination in this game and the humor is just tops. Its execution of its humor is fast. Would a Bob cam be a Bob point or view? Or camera always on Bob? Camera always on Bob. But Slats, yeah, I still think it holds up. It's a very distinct art style that I think that rubs some people the wrong way, but I think it holds up and is still fantastic. It's very distinct, but its execution in comedy is unparalleled because it's so hard to get audio right, like dialogue right in a video game. You think it's so easy. It's like, oh, I just have them. Oh, hold on. It's, you know, it's so easy. You just have the performer give the line. It doesn't work. It doesn't work that way because there actually is, you know, timing in when that file plays. And you can easily mess that up. You can easily mess that up. And so the reason why, like, one of my favorite lines is the name beginning with a D. Why that lands so well is his execution, and that's trickier than you think. Hold on. There we go. It's much trickier than you think. Masterful voice acting as well. Absolutely. It's... Thank you! Oh my gosh. Flats, thank you so much for following, dude. It is legit. This is a spectacular game, and it still stands the test of time because its controls are so responsive for the most part. There are some minor exceptions, but its platforming is top tier. So, is there any more units? I thought I saw a moving figment. These figments are tricky, man. So tricky.
Hey, kid! I think I see a silver dollar out there on that rail. Why don't you walk out there a bit and pick it up?
Okay, so we gotta remember to get this right.
Ha, sucker! See you at the bottom.
Oh, I jumped too early. Dang it. I'm messing this up. Oh, I'm botching this so bad. Put in mind of a Tim Burton art style type thing. Oh yeah, absolutely. I can't remember the name of the artist. He's a fantastic artist. I can't think of his name for the life of me. But he did an art for the King of Kong as well. An alternate cover art for the documentary King of Kong, which is really good. And you can see Raz in it too. He's sitting there. Scott Campbell, thank you, Zach. Scott's fantastic. Okay, so this is twisting. Hold on. We also have moving fragments. Or figments. So like, getting them is a pain in the butt. Because they are also moving in this level. Because I think they are, aren't they? Are they crazy? Yeah, there they are. Running around. God, this. Oh my goodness. You have moving figments in this level, this part, which is so ridiculous. I might just go through this and get this again as a second playthrough of this part of this level in particular. Behind the curtain. Mystery. Yep. 100%. But we'll get to it. Audio access can verify.
Right
Audio
there,
information
son.
is often a step that doesn't get enough attention in game development.
Sam Hill, do you think you're doing in there?
I was just looking for a way out.
Oh, sorry about that. Didn't think you'd get to the end so fast. Dang, I didn't think you'd get to the end at all. You surprised me out there, kid. Here, you've earned this. Your first Psychonaut merit badge.
Yes. It feels so good when you get one, even though it's like story-based, you know? Bam! So good.
But I'm always glad to see a soldier come back from the field alive. Now, if you'll excuse me, I gotta go back in. I left some good men back there.
Get me all teary-eyed. He's a ninja now. So that's the thing.
Way to make us look bad in there. You're in trouble now. Bobby Zilch ain't happy.
You better watch yourself, Gogglelicious.
Ooh,
What's that, hair boy? You want a piece of me?
Hey, Brainiacs, settle down.
Why? You worried I'm gonna hurt your boyfriend?
No, because Sasha 9 is standing right behind you.
Your performance, young cadet, was outstanding. I'd like you to report to my lab for some advanced training.
Ooh, Raz the Spaz is gonna be in a special class. Benny, remind me to give him a special beating later, okay?
Roll the eyes. Oh, Bobby.
These tests are unauthorized, though, so I can't actually ask you to come. But if you happen to drop in, well, what could I do? Let me just give you this. Remember, your talent will always set you apart, Rasputin. Sometimes isolation is a good thing. It can lead to important discoveries.
Isolation.
Wait!
Cap,
I don't
no!
even know what your lab
See?
is.
See?
Is this some kind of test?
See?
Sometimes isolation is a good thing. It can lead to important discoveries.
And now I'm here.
ATM machine, are you here?
Great.
See? Someone said they look gross.
This is the button that Sasha gave me. It's a clue to the location of his secret lab.
That's not a bad thing, I might add. I think they look fantastic. I love the art style, but... Oh, is that how you're supposed to get up there? Whoops. Didn't know. I think they're fantastic, but I don't blame people for it not being their cup of tea. Huh, go figure. Cyrus thinks they're amazing. It's don't jump on Cap. Cap has his taste, and I completely respect them too. I think that they look crazy, but in a good way. In a way that's endearing. Ooh. Can I climb this? Yes, I can. I was talking earlier, Cap, that that I had said that some people don't like the look of the character models. ATM Machine was like, I don't know of anybody who's ever said that. And I was like, oh, lots of people say that. And then you come in, proving the point. Let's see. there anybody in camp right now? In here? I have to talk to everybody. 90s claymation. That's a ooh, Cap. That's a great. That is a great comparison. I love that look too, of the old claymation Christmas special, and those are fantastic. Actually, I take it back. Bobby's presented as the game's antagonist at the beginning, but it's misdirection. Exactly, misdirection. They look great because they're so distinct. Okay. You just think they look like.
Now this is the button that Sasha gave me. It's a clue. I think this button is a clue to the location of Sasha 9's secret lab.
Really? Hang on. I'll use my power of clairvoyance on it to see if he's got any ladies in there. Nope. Just Maloof. And he's crying. I've heard that's what happens to kids who go for Sasha's advanced training, too.
Flat says the grotesque, but in a stylish way.
This is going to be sweet.
Okay, I'm gonna close my eyes, right? And then I'm gonna start to count to 100, okay? And then you guys hide. Everybody got it?
It's hide and seek, Vernon, not hide and calculus. We've all got it.
I got it. You start counting, and then I go hide in that bush.
Great. 1.
Milka, you're a genius. Come on, Dogen.
Hold on. This reminds me of a story. It's about counting.
Oh,
hello? Man, you guys are good.
This button look familiar to you?
Oh man, that's from the geodesic psycho-isolation chamber. That reminds me of this time I was stuck in there for 3 days straight. The first 10 minutes weren't bad, but then the second 5 were pretty scary. I was delirious for the 3 after that, and then...
Hey, I think I see Elko over there.
I love this so much. All of this is just
on sale now in the main
fantastic.
store. We have a special on Dream Fluffs. You hear me? Dream Fluffs. They're good for you. Keep a pocket full of these for a quick boost of mental health.
Dream Fluffs, everybody. Did I tell you about the Dream Fluffs? On sale now.
Yep.
No passing.
But I need to get to Sasha 9's secret lab.
Maybe you should have thought of that before.
No.
I did think of that before. That's why I'm here now.
Exactly. Now you gotta pay the toll.
The neck.
One arrowhead.
Pay up.
I found this thing. Is that what you're talking
The
about?
neck of that kid.
That's an arrowhead.
How'd they get here?
Frankie, the new kid can't be this dumb, right?
The camp's built on an Indian burial ground, and...
Oh my gosh!
Frankie's
Indians
whole
buried their dead
shape
here?
is.
Ew! I hope not. No, stupid.
Oh, he
We
pointed at the
buried
UI?
their
I love it.
arrowheads here.
They're hidden underground, but they let out a little gas once in a while.
Just like Coach Oleander.
So if you see any of that stuff, just pull them right out.
Like truffles.
Anyway, let me have one of yours.
Just saying. Call me crazy. Call me crazy.
Whoa there, you. Come here, you. Can't do the scavenger hunt without a list.
Yes.
Report back to me
Love
when
scavenger
you have
hunts.
enough items for your first promotion. Now get.
I'm gonna rub my body over your thing. Okay, golden acorn. Dinosaur bone, diver's helmet, eagle claw, condor egg. Of course, let me know if I'm ever going to be, because I think there are some things you can technically end
So
up
where do I-
being locked out of.
Hey, where'd he go? How does that old guy get around so fast?
Good question.
I'll let you know if I see anything.
Cannot lurk forever, Bear. Mikhail will find you.
Mikhail will find you. Oh, bear. Hello, bear.
Yep.
Hello. I'm going to find you, bear. I'm going to eat you. Oh, stupid. Well, I just love exploring the environment and the overworld here. Is just so much fun to play in. Oh, what the? For the longest time, I had wondered what's with the mumbling. Like, why is he mumbling on the speakers? And I forget that he goes back into his brain, like right in front of the speaker system. I have Cap, yes.
Hey, it's the king of the obstacle course!
Hey, Rez! You're awesome! You must be a Psychonaut by now!
I mean, that's brag.
Yeah, or even a double Psychonaut!
Oh no, not yet. But soon. Wow, those two are so nice.
Poison. Poison.
Okay, call me crazy, but I have just got to sell more Psycores today. So yes, these prices are real. Here at the camp store, Psycores are just that cheap today.
Just that cheap today. Getting our cards. Did she just imply you're a double agent? No, a double! You're so good, you're two. You're not just one. You're not a singular Psychonaut. You're a double Psychonaut. You're two Psychonauts put together into one super Psychonaut. That should have been the name of the second game, Super Psychonauts. It's like Super Mario. Yeah, luckily we'll be here for just one day.
Hey, where are you stopping?
Oh, I thought you stopped.
No. Let's go. Sorry, my bad.
Not to worry, my bro. Let's just pick it up from the part where I do that thing. Do-over.
2, 3, 4.
Hey, you guys are good.
Thanks, man. Hey, do you have a lighter? Cause if you lit it and held it up right now, that would be rad.
And completely insensitive to me and my issues.
Oh, right. Oh, never mind. I forgot about the whole fire bad thing for a moment. Hey, Phoebe, can I ask you a question?
What?
Have you ever had a weird nightmare about a bathtub?
Is this a joke setup?
Never mind. Forget I said anything.
Good, because if you tell one more drummer joke, I'll plant this stick in your eye.
Rum solo! Woo! You heard the man. Yeah, baby! Ask not for who the cowbell rocks.
The cowbell rocks for thee.
Read! It's good for your brain. I love this stuff. Be careful around crocodiles with your brain. Aww, it's good for the magician.
That was good. I think it's actually quite likely.
I love
I
these.
feel bad for other bands.
Fighting psychic monsters. Triangle, star, square, wavy lines. That's for mind reading. That's the typical cards that you do for telekinesis. Not telekinesis. You know, being able to read minds. There is a cowboy riding a pirate, riding a horse, wrapping his brain around a brain. These are amazing. Aww. Palmistry. Cruise to the beat. That's right, Audio Eric. Oh, look at this. Is that Sasha 9? That's Sasha 9. Read.
Well, I think we nailed it. Want to lay out for the day?
Sure. If you think it's ready to play in front of people, like Kitty, for example.
Excuse me.
I told you them burgers ain't ready.
No, you didn't.
Coals ain't hot.
Punch the TV. I will punch the
Gonna be
TV.
done for a while, maybe a week.
A week?
They're back ordered. I'm the only one back here. These things take time.
I don't even want a hamburger.
Oh, well, why didn't you say so? So, what do you want? Oh, that's my last cobweb duster. Take that into someone's mind with you. You can clean up.
800.
They're happy to be rid of the webs, and you can turn them in for cards. Now with that, now here's something every young... Now with that, you can change the color of some of your psi powers, like your levitation ball and what have you and what not. Well, kind of a vanity thing. You know, in my day, psi powers were all gray, and we thought that was grand. We were happy just to have psi powers. But you know kids these days. Now here's something every young psi cadet needs. Now that dowsing rod will help you find arrowheads that are buried deep. That's where all the really valuable ones are, you know. Find 3 or 4 deep deposits, and that baby pays for itself. It costs you money because it makes you money.
Mm-hmm. That's
now,
how you pretty much win.
You take that side
Don't buy a
there,
Psychonauts right now.
put it together.
It's not worth buying a Psychonauts. Let's go change the channel on the TV then.
And come on back.
Nah, that's not making the reception any better. Nah, that's not making the reception any better.
It doesn't work. I thought I changed the channel. Okay. We're just checking out the grounds first, because there's a lot of people, there's a lot of things. We have the, what kind of grab any arrowheads we get? We're taking this a little slow, and I apologize for folks who have played this game a million times. We're taking this a little slow and being a little thorough, because I want to get all the details. When I played the last time, you know, I missed a lot of the camper interactions and stuff, and I wanna showcase that stuff because I think a lot of people miss it pretty easily. I'm sure we won't get everything, but I still want to see it all. Side challenge markers, yes. Yeah, these are reserved spaces for Psychonauts. Oh, you gotta, I think you take a ball and you throw it up there. You do like the psychokinesis to get up there. Or not psychokinesis. You know what I mean. The thing that allows you to then control things with your mind, which I can't brain right now. My ability to brain is gone.
That's in case you were thinking about getting back up again, tree. That's in case you were thinking about getting back up again, tree.
Stupid tree. Yeah, haiku, wait, what is happening? Why is my thing not showing the haikus? I will do a haiku, absolutely. It's not popping up on my track. I don't know why. Let's get a haiku. For a haiku. A psychic dojo is not the display of strength, but the mind's display. This has been a haiku. I love it. Yes, I paused my game.
Keep filling up those scavenger hunt
What's this?
forms.
Hold on.
We got a couple of
Use
big
action on that
promotions
outcome.
for the winner.
Let's see. Oh, I'm not smart. Thank you. Thank you for the haiku. I'm leaving the thing up now for it to pop up on a different thing.
Goodbye, cool camp. I'm tired of being picked on by Bobby and all the mean kids at camp. If I just had one friend here who was nice, then I would stay. But you're all mean and no one stands up for me, so I'm going home. I'll be in the parking lot waiting for my dad, so if you want to pick on me one last time, you'd better hurry. Maloof. Just an update for everyone. Nils and I are still broken up, and no matter how much he begs, I am not taking him back. Also, you should know that my new boyfriend doesn't like being called JT anymore. His real name is James. Sincerely, Elka.
Aw, James.
If anyone talks to the squirrels, they shouldn't listen because the squirrels are a bunch of stupid liars. Dogan. Great deals in the main lodge store. Drop by for great prices on Dream Fluffs, Psycores, and more. All available for just a few pieces of Psytanium. Band practice today. In the main lodge. The Levitators will be jamming this afternoon. Please come by if you'd like to try out for the band. Warning. If I find out who's been biting holes in the bottom of these canoes, someone is going to get paddled.
Oh my.
Admiral Cruller.
Oh my.
Update. The Levitators have broken up. However, there will be a practice session of the fire starters today in the main lodge. We are looking for someone who can play rock flute. Come on by and try out.
I can play rock flute.
Lily, if you're looking for me, I'll be down by the lake today. The fish seem a little upset, and I'm going to see what's wrong. But don't worry, I'll still do your homework for tomorrow, if you want. Elton Fur. Security cameras have been installed, and the next kid who jumps on my car is going to be very, very sorry. Coach Oleander.
Too late.
Hey, Clem and I just wanted to say that everyone did great in basic braining today. Give yourselves a hand.
Woo!
Love, Crystal. Man, she dotted every I with a puffy heart.
Yep.
And I just wanted to say ditto to that. Double ditto, in fact. Your friend, Clem.
Double
and
ditto.
I just wanted to point out, in case you didn't know, that Crystal's last name was Snagrash. Crystal Flowers Snagrash. No joke. Bobby
Ooh.
Z.
Crystal Flower Snagrash.
Vernon. Frankie totally has a crush on you. She is warm for your form. Signed, Anonymous.
She's warm for your phone.
Warning. The abandoned mental institution across the lake is not Psychonaut's property, and not safe for children. Canoe access has been blocked off, but please, for your own safety, children, do not try to find another route. Love, Mia. Hey, if anyone sees Frankie, could you please tell her I'll be waiting for her by Makeout Cave. Vernon.
Ooh.
Greetings, pan-galactic travelers. I am currently developing a new vehicle for intergalactic travel. Flight tests are being performed at a remote location in the woods. Hope to soon be visiting you in person. Thanks for the messages, Chloe. Goodbye, cool camp. I'm tired of
There we
being...
go. Woo! The messages. Warm for your form. So good.
Man, this thing was old when they chopped it down. Let's see. 500 years ago, enormous Psytanium-bearing meteorite strikes the Earth, leaving a giant crater. 200 years ago, native inhabitants began making arrowheads out of the Psytanium, which they call by the name Whispering Rock. This is a rough English translation. 100 years ago, prospectors and settlers take over the area, naming their boomtown Shaky Claim. 99 years ago, first case of paranormal hysteria diagnosed in Shaky
Paranormal hysteria.
75 years ago, Houston Thorny builds his Home for the Demented to deal with the insanity epidemic. 60 years ago, more residents in asylum than in the town. Houston Thorny commits suicide by leaping from tower.
Ooh,
55
grim.
years ago, asylum closes. Last Valley residents paid to leave by the federal government, who fled the crater to prevent further habitation. Lake Oblongata is created. 5 years ago, Whispering Rock Psychic Summer Camp founded to nurture and train future Psychonauts. Last summer, I got to first base with Elka Doom, signed Nils Lutefisk. Man, this thing was old when they chopped it down. Let's see.
Last summer.
Yep.
I love it. And it's funny is that, so it has this history, right? And a lot of people don't really notice it. They don't recognize it. And there's context for that stuff because we revisit a lot of the elements later on, you know. It's very funny that I think a lot of people have never really looked at the tree probably very much at all.
Yep.
I love it. It's what I call the broad range of emotions, right? It's having comedy, it's having heartfelt moments, it's having, you know, some doom and gloom, and it's just this great mixture of emotions. We don't want to go to the GPC in the wilderness just yet. I'm going to go down to the lakefront. This game does have a lot of suddenly dark moments, but it makes them feel more earnest. That's the thing that I think that a lot of people like don't recognize, is that when you have these comedic elements, these characters that become immediately endearing, they become even more endearing when you then thrust upon these kind of more dramatic moments. And it makes them more engaging for players. People connect with them more than at that point. You bring them in with the laughs and the lulls, you know, and then you hit them with honest, and like kind of dramatic and dark and sad moments. The vault of a lot of characters are really heart wrenching, and you get this very sympathetic, you know, string gets plucked.
You have a water phobia? Me too!
Huh? No. Well, yes. My family has this problem with water. It's a bunch of hooey anyway. Some old gypsy curse about how we're all supposed to die in water. If you can believe that.
Oh! I thought it was about the whole thing with the brain-eating fish that walks out of the lake at night to hunt for victims. Well, see ya!
What?
Hey Raz. I saw you and Lily talking in the coach's class, and I was wondering, were you asking her to go with you?
What? No! I'm here to train. No distractions.
Excellent. Bye.
Yeah, that's just the beauty of this of like the Tim Schafer stuff, you know. There's this morbid but endearing humor.
Just an update for everyone. Nils and I are still broken up, and no matter how much he begs, I am not taking him back. Also, you should know that my new boyfriend doesn't...
Oh, that's right. You said that right.
Hey, Mr. Cruller, can I take out a canoe?
Mr. Who? You will call me Admiral, son. No, you can't charter a vessel. Not without an oarsman's badge.
Oarsman's badge.
What's that round thing up on the dock?
That thing? Oh, man. Let me tell you about that thing. That thing is none of your stinking business!
Oh, Bobby.
Hey! Think you're better than us because you can swim?
What are you guys doing?
Beat it, you kid!
What's that round thing up on the dock?
That thing? Oh, man.
No.
Let me tell
I love
you
Bobby
about
Sitch.
that thing.
Best bully
None of your stinking business.
of all the bullies. He's the best bully.
Hey, are you psychic fishing? I've read about that.
Oh, I could never fish. That would be terrible. Regular people can be mean to fish, I guess, but I can't. I can hear everything the little guys are thinking.
Fish think? About what?
Well, normally not much, but today they're all kind of freaked. They're scared of something in the lake.
Me too. Now that I know it's full of freaked out thinking fish.
There's something big and scary out there, Raz. I wonder,
So glassy.
The old
So
legends
glassy.
be true.
What are you doing?
Shh! I'm trying to hear them talk.
Think I can make it? No. Yeah, 3 strikes, you're out.
That a dead fish you're eating there?
Oh. Just gathering and collecting. I know it's the most exciting part of this whole thing. Psychonauts comic number 1. Can we look at those? I forget. Yeah, you see all the stuff. The mental vaults. The map. That's a scavenger hunt item. Right? Have to go all the way across. The thrilling origin issue in which the Psychonauts get their name and design their first costumes also introduces the character of Clyde the Cautious Cougar, who teaches fire starting safety. Man, did they ever have those comics? Crash! How's it going? I don't think I'd want to live in that water. Nope. Put on the fancy earrings. Oh, is that heaven? Wii remotes. Okay. For you, Crash. Just for you. Come on. Where did I put them? I always lose these damn things. Because I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it. Don't make me do it, Crash. We might have to refund you, Crash. I don't know where my fancy earrings are right now. Because I'm an old man. I forget these things. I lose everything. I don't know where half... I have so much junk. You guys can see for your own eyes. Look at all this junk. My children's underwear are hanging or sitting on top of the dryer. I don't know where they are. I'm sorry, Crash. I'm a terrible streamer. I just want to make it be known. No. Terrible. Unprofessional, they say. A rube, they say. What? You can absolutely climb under those. Right? We can do that. Can't we do that? Yeah. There we go. What you been up to? You got this. Oh man, how did the move go? Send the refund, Lip. What have you? How'd the move go? How is things going? Hopefully you've acclimated well to your new surroundings and you've been staying safe and having a good time. I know you've been having a good time. What's in the cave? Oh, the wilderness. Thank you, Lip. As always, you're a consummate professional, my friend. Oh, that's back to the house. Bear?
Hey, was that you? Looking at me?
Maybe you should try getting over yourself? There were a lot of other people on that stage besides you.
No, just now. in the woods. No. It must have been something else. You don't smell like pond scum.
Nice. You should write greeting cards.
There was some sort of shadowy being out there. Lurking. Watching.
I know of only one creature who fits that description. It likes to hide in dark places, silently watching unsuspecting children from a distance.
Really? Who?
You, tree sitter!
Oh man, I'm sorry, dude, that the move went bad, but you're here now. That's at least you made it. There's a positive to that.
Hey, you're that new kid, ain't you?
Well, I'm doing some advanced training right now, as a matter of fact. So I don't think new kid is really a name that you want to get too used to saying.
Hold on there. You're not doing Sasha 9's advanced training that he does in his secret underground lab, are you? Hidden deep within the iron walls of the GPC, where no one can hear you screaming?
Why, yes, I am.
Sakes alive.
Well, nice knowing you.
Hey, you guys sound great.
Much obliged, partner.
Beautiful music. So this takes us back to the camp. Nice TPC. Oh right, this is the where the camp was. I'm sitting. I'm staying put too.
Warning: geodesic psycho-isolation chamber this way. Stay out.
It's bear! Watch out! It's bear! Yellow bear. Yes, me. I'm looking for a beer. Oh, it's more beer. Is so many beers. Oh. Ah! Go away, beer. Scary bears. Do not want to deal with bear.
The human mind. 600 miles of synaptic fiber. 5.5 ounces of cranial fluid. 1,500 grams of complex neural matter. A 3-pound pile of dreams. But I'll tell you what it is. It is the ultimate battlefield. And the ultimate weapon. The wars of this modern age, the psychic age, are all fought somewhere between these damn tenacious underlings. From this day forward, you are all psychic soldiers. Paranormal paratroopers. Mental marines who are about to ship out on the adventure of their lives. This is our beachhead. And this is your landing craft. You shall engage the enemy in his own mentality. You shall chase his dreams. You shall fight his demons. You shall live his nightmares. Those of you who fight well, you will find yourselves on the path to becoming international secret agents. In other words, Psychonauts. The rest of you will die. Man, that guy was nuts. The human mind.
Okay, that's amazing. I love that so much.
This way to the main lodge.
Not going back to the main lodge just yet. Gonna make your way to the geodesic though. Avoid the bears if we can. I love that. That is just hilarious to me. The monologue, he gets to repeat it. Getting all our cards. I think we'll have enough to get the rod, which will be huge. Oh jeez. Okay, so we gotta go from there. Oh, I see. Okay. I love the discovery of this stuff, and being just experimenting and playing with the with the environment. Oh crap! To get to places. What if you called them poop hearts? Make them that shaped, filled with little bundles of joy. Ooh, that's a great idea. Poop hearts. Kind of really get them more for like the holidays, for like Valentine's Day and such. That would be perfect. How do I get here? So there's that way. There's over there. I think I have to get in here from other means. Across this way? Yep. Maybe? Looks like it. I think that's perfect. That's perfect, Earl. I love it very much. I think that is an absolutely brilliant idea, which I will absolutely claim as my own, and to avoid any, legal issues that I am, constantly privy to. Oh, jeez! No! Raz! Poop hearts. The perfect gift for the one that really moves you. Whip, you're in the advertising team. Come on. Come on, Raz. Come up there, buddy. There we go. So we're collecting these cards and all these little collectibles because they'll actually be used to increase our rank later on in the game. And it's super... Oh, you gotta be kidding me. It's super important to do so because you get more abilities and access to then more tools for things like the scavenger hunt and such. Yep, rank 8. You get a new power at 10. That's when we'll come back here and get more stuff later. I think it's time. Chad as witness. I relinquish any and all IP related to poop hearts. It's poop hearts and poop farts. How about poop farts? Has that got anything? Poop farts? Is that something we could use? Poop farts. Think about it.
An eager one. Eager to learn, I wonder, or just eager to play?
Sir, I am here to learn, sir.
You're here to train hard?
Yes, sir.
Develop a skill?
Yes, sir.
To become part of a
Ooh,
noble team?
popcorn snack called Popped Arts.
Yes.
Yes.
I like
to
it.
become...
Yes.
I like it. Do it.
A janitor.
No. What? I'm here to be a psychonaut.
The brainy jub goes on upstairs. Down here it's pushing brooms, not bending spoons.
I love him so much. We're gonna learn about him in just a second. I gotta find the... There it is, it's right over here. What's going on with that guy, you might be asking? I'm getting old. Poop farts are a constant concern. Holy smokes, Roland. No joke.
Hey!
Welcome to the Whispering Rock
intricate underground rapid transit system. Would you like to go back to your private sanctuary now, Agent Cruller? Or somewhere else?
Like, huh?
Let's go to my sanctuary.
Bean-based product called dilated poop holes. Ooh. I like to call those anal contractions.
You finally made it.
It's an honor to finally meet you in person, sir. I thought I recognized you in my dream, but I couldn't be sure. Now that I see you in your element, there's no doubt. You're Fort Cruller.
Yes.
The greatest leader the Psychonauts
Contractually
ever had.
anal.
Well, you shouldn't believe everything you read in True Psychic Tales magazine.
What are you doing here at Whispering Rock?
This trading facility is built right smack on top of the largest titanium deposit known to man. It runs under this whole valley and makes this a very critical area for the Psychonauts. So I'm here to look after it and to make sure you little spoon benders don't kill each other.
The hair is great. I wish I could pull it off.
What's Titanium?
Titanium is a very rare psychoreactive mineral that crashed here on a meteorite hundreds of years ago. It responds to psychic waves, focuses them, amplifies them. It can make psychics more psychic, but it can also make unstable people more unstable. Not everyone can handle that much activity in that part of their brain. It can drive them completely out of their gourd. Gives this valley an interesting history.
I saw you raking leaves. Was that a disguise?
Yes, well, I have many disguises. It helps me keep an eye on you kids wherever you go. Now, when I'm in disguise, I may pretend not to recognize you. Don't blow my cover, okay?
Say no more. Your secret identity is safe with me.
Ooh.
So, what mission are you on down here?
The plot thickens.
From here, I can monitor world events, look for signs of psychic terrorism, ripples in the astral plane.
And then fly out and save the day, right? You've got a jet hidden here somewhere, I'll bet.
Well, you know, these days I'm really just more of a dispatcher. I spot the trouble and send out a younger agent, like Mia or Sasha. Or maybe you someday.
Maybe.
What does all this equipment do?
Well, up here, it's all intel. Down that hallway is the observation room. No tests going on in there right now. Maybe later. And beneath us, I have special machines for rebuilding side challenge markers and detangling mental cobwebs. You should go familiarize yourself with those. They'll come in pretty handy for you.
Well.
I'd better go. Lots of work to do.
Good luck, Rasputin.
Thanks. I'll need it.
Don't worry. I'll be right here with you. Inside your head.
My head?
Yep. I want to keep my eye on you, son, so I'm going to be a psychic stowaway inside your noggin. If you ever want to make me appear, you can do it with this special device.
Bacon.
Is that a piece of bacon?
Oh, yeah. I just love bacon. I smell that stuff and I can't help it. I drop everything and come running.
Okay. Do you have like a little baggie or something I could put this in?
You get a move on or I'll eat that right here.
Oh, this game. So that's the way back. There is a card around here somewhere, I thought.
Now, before you go electrocuting yourself, let me tell you how these babies work.
Want to know, how do they work?
This beauty here is a mental cobweb detangler.
Oh, I know what those are. Mental cobwebs are...
You see, when an area of your psyche is neglected for too long, mental cobwebs form. Now, up in the camp store, they sell a very special device known as a mental cobweb duster. You can take a projection of it into the mental world with you and use it to extract any cobwebs you find.
What's in that bag? What does it say? I can't read. Chewy, smoky.
Energy on the real world side.
Bacon!
So you can take what you collect back here, hook it up to the loom, and weave that tangled mess into something useful, like a card from a side challenge marker. which brings us to this fella over here. You put 9 Psy cards into this guy, along with 1 Psy core, also sold in the company store for a nominal fee, and it will kick out a bona fide Psy challenge marker, which will earn you a promotion to a higher rank. Rank up enough, you'll earn new psychic abilities. You got it?
Put my mental cobwebs in there, and my Psy cards and cores in there, and soon I'll be able to burn stuff.
Yep, basically.
That's exactly it.
Fun.
That's exactly it. Where? I keep seeing cards in the background. There's one. It's like I keep seeing the cards. This music is so good. We're just looking. It's empty. What does this mean? Foreshadowing. Have a good night, Cap. Thank you so much for coming in. For a nominal fee. Okay, going to the geodesic.
Where would you like me to take you, Agent Cruller?
Bring me near the geodesic psycho-isolation chamber.
Roger that, Ranger Cruller.
Woo! Oh! Have a good night out of you, Eric. Yes, take care.
In the girls' cabin.
Always a pleasure.
And I thought, oh, Nils, when will you peek into the hole in my heart? Because you'd just see yourself staring back.
Uh-huh. What?
I mean, he'd see my new boyfriend James staring back, and he'd be furious at Nils.
Who's Nils?
Exactly. And anyway, there wouldn't even be a hole because James fills my heart till sometimes I think it's gonna explode.
One time, I made someone's head explode.
Okay, maybe there's still a little hole.
Actually, it happened 4 times.
But James and I have each other now, and Nils is just gonna have to deal with it.
Now they make me wear this special hat, so I don't have any more accidents.
Are you even listening to
I
me,
love him
Dogen?
so much.
I hope
Dogen's
so.
the best.
Hey, Dogen, I got a secret for you. Nils.
Hey, not fair! Whispering is so rude. What did he tell you, Dogen?
Hey, Elka.
Why don't you and your little goggles go poke around in someone else's private business?
Oh shoot! I need to go and get the whatchamacallit. Because I think I can get it now. Let me see if I can. Main lodge.
Oh.
Dogen's the best. Legitimately one of the best characters in a game. We love him so much. Let's see if I can buy this thing.
Hey, where's my hamburger?
I told you.
Just kidding. I just want to buy stuff.
Don't push me, Sonny. I can reach you with this spatula. Whoa, that's my Now that dowsing rod will help you find arrowheads that
I can't yet. I gotta be rank 10. Dang it.
All right, go get more.
So we'll get to that by the next thing. Wait. Hold on. I gotta run the math.
Hey, any
take a... Whoa, that's my last cobweb.
So
now
I
with
got
that,
60.
Now that dowsing rod will help you find arrowheads that are... Now with that... Whoa, that's my
so
last
close.
cobweb. Now with that, now, you take that side cord
I need
there.
10 more.
All right, go get more arrowheads and come on back. Support your local merchants.
I might go do that. I know that's so exciting for all of you. I know you're all just waiting expectantly for me to gather 10 arrowheads. By meandering through the environment. Probably the most exciting thing ever. But I'm like, kind of want to do that. He's so sweet, albeit low-key horrifying. It's the most endearing of horrifying, though. You know? He's endearing in his horror. You love little Dogen. There we go. Hunting for shards. I bet you. Oh, there's one right there. Perfect. Oh. Really good stuff. So close. If I get that the Psychors will only cost 10. So if I get 70, I can buy 2 cores and then go up the rank and then get the there we go. That's all I needed. There's the bear. Hello, bear. Hello, bear. Have a good night, Earl, as always.
Drop me
outside the main lodge.
Farewell, Earl.
Bring me back
Have a wonderful night.
this time, will you?
Sweet little head exploding boy. I remember thinking I had to defeat the bear when I played and throwing myself into it time and time again. Oh no! That would have been devastating. That would have been so devastating. He's blocking it off. He can't do it just yet. Alright, so let's get 2 Psychors.
Hey, anything?
Whoa, that's my dream. Now, you take that Psychor there, put it together. Alrighty then. What else can I do you for? Now, you take that. Alrighty then. What else can I do you for?
That's it for now.
Alright.
So gotta make our thing, get to that rank, and then grab the thing. The thing. Because that divining rod is going to just cost an excessive amount of money.
Where would
so we
you
get
like
excessive amount of
me to take you?
Psychors.
It's
Oh,
time.
not the lake. Ugh. Thank you for sounding the trumpets. Alright, let's go back
Where would
to my sanctuary.
Yeah.
This one here. One, 2, yay! Yep. Use that power.
In recognition work, dedication, and mental agility, I'm proud to bestow upon you the official merit badge for Pyrokinesis.
Get it even before the second level. I love it. It's the best music. It's the best music.
Cool. I can't wait to burn. Hey, what are we doing here?
Inside your mind? Well, I thought you'd like to be in a familiar place for your first pyrokinesis lesson.
Lesson?
Shh, now think of something you'd like to burn.
The carnies.
Ah, yes, I heard you were raised in the circus. But why would you want to burn all these happy memories here?
If they were happy memories, I wouldn't have run away. My dad, He hates psychics, and he knew I was
Character
becoming
development.
one. So all day long he would force me to practice my acrobatics, hoping to distract me, or maybe hoping to kill me. I never was sure.
Now why are you still talking when you could be burning stuff?
Alright, so R.
Great, great! Now, think heat. You're getting warmer. Keep going. Ooh, it's getting hot in here. Rasputin, lock your mental focus on this last one and hold it while you use your pyrokinesis power. Think heat. Excellent work.
Fire is pretty.
Okay, that's the end of the lesson. You're free to go, but you have to promise me, only use your power, pyrokinesis only, when it's very, very important, or it's really, really entertaining.
Yes, promise.
And if you're doing it to impress girls, make sure none of them have on a lot of hairspray.
I love it so much. I love it so much. There's the card I was looking for. Oh, jeez. Okay, so we're gonna go grab the to get the dowsing rod. New title, The Burning Itch. Yes, fire starters. I'm team fire starters now.
Hey, anything new in
Take a... Whoa, that's my last... Now with that now that dowsing rod will help you find arrowheads that are buried... Alrighty then.
I'm a fire starter. A twisted fire starter.
What else can I do you for?
That's it for now.
Alright, go get more.
So now we got the dowsing rod. We can now get just so much. I forget how to... That's the... Oops. There we go. Yes. What? Oh. Smash it. 86. Like, that's insane. There we go. You just get so many. Money's not an issue anymore.
I'm not picking up anything. Must not be any deep arrowheads nearby.
It's gonna make our way to the geodesic dome.
I'm not picking up anything. Must not be any deep arrowheads nearby.
There we go. Come on. Yeah, arrowheads, oh my gosh. But like, you'll never get enough if you don't get that dowsing rod. You just won't. Mash it out. Alright, we're heading to the geodesic dome. We're just gathering stuff on our way. think I remember there being good deposits under the geodesic psycho-isolation chamber. All the more reason to go. I'm already getting a lot of good deposits already. Yeah. So where I was struggling to get 70, I now have 300. Like...
I saw Nils peeking into a hole in the girls' cabin.
I'm hiding.
And I thought, oh, Nils, when will you peek into the hole in my heart? Because you'd just see yourself staring back.
Uh-huh. What?
I mean, he'd see my new boyfriend James staring back, and he'd be furious at Nils.
Who's Nils?
Exactly! And anyway, there wouldn't even be a hole because James fills my
Oh no, look at crying.
I think it's gonna explode.
Hey, little beer. Mash it out. There we go. Can you look at... Well, the Cobweb Duster, though, you need to be at a certain rank. And I'm not that rank yet.
What is this thing? It's a GPC, a geodesic psycho-isolation chamber.
Oh, man, cool.
Cool? Do you have any idea what this does?
Something cool?
No. It's a 6-sensory deprivation tank. A hermetically sealed metaphysical hotbox. It's solitary confinement for psychics.
Nasty. And the coach locked you inside it?
Bobby Zilsted.
The staff hasn't put any kids in the GPC since the 50s. Bobby threw me in here.
Oh, Bobby.
Dwarf accomplice should assault own size or larger only. Why even cooler? Perhaps notice gigantic bear with skin where hair should be?
I didn't see anything in there. That's the whole point.
Just so. Empty now. Good luck, small ones.
Hey, wait!
Yo, we're looking for a beer. Nils, 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 Nils. In beer. Nils and beer.
Looks like one of the buttons is missing.
What could that mean? Whee!
Agent 9? I'm
Yeah.
here for the advanced training.
Is that the cleaning lady? I'll get those files out of your way just as soon as I'm done with these tests.
Yes, is cleaning lady.
So what are we gonna learn? Bending spoons? Burning stuff? I've been hearing a lot about head explosion.
I'm embarrassed to say I got
wondering-
stuck at the button part the first time I played. Do you know how items work?
Not parlor
Slats,
tricks.
I don't think you're wrong.
If you are serious about exploring the possibilities of your mind, step up to the Brain Tumbler and we'll begin.
Brain Tumbler?
I don't think you're crazy for that, you know?
So, what's this hairdryer thing do?
Ah, you're ready for the Brain Tumbler. With this device, we will send you deep into your own psyche, where you should find unparalleled insight and power.
Excellent! Tumble away.
Now just relax. This will not hurt. Unless something really very bad happens.
Wow. Is this what the inside of my mind looks like?
Not yet. You're still traveling to the astral plane. This is a tiny corner of what we call the collective unconscious.
This
a
is
place
Jung.
in which all of our unconscious minds are connected. You have just begun your training, Rasputin, so many of the connections with other minds are still not developed for you, and those doorways remain just out of reach. But the more you explore the mental world, the more connections you will form. Right now, the only unconscious world you can enter is that one, your own. Step through it, and we'll continue.
Vault the tags.
Rasputin, can you hear me?
Sasha? Where am I?
You are inside your own mind, but I'm not sure where. Tell me, what can you see?
I see a rundown gypsy caravan.
Do you recognize it?
Yes.
Romani, please.
It's where I was born.
I see. Compelling.
Dude, Psychonaut, how are you today, good sir? I hope you're doing well, my friend. Chasing down figments. Let's learn a little bit more. Rasputin's getaway. Yep, there's his dad, his mom, his sisters. Hey, kid, look at this. 70 pounds. His brother's 25. His dad's 100 pounds each. But his mom is 120. His dad doesn't like him reading about the Psychonauts. World's smallest pony. And he rides it away. Yep, to the summer camp. I love it. What? What? Hold on. Hold on. Psychonaut, hold on. Shout out to Psychonaut. Beat Battletoads with Jordy. Good friend of the show. Love him to death. They have been playing Battletoads remotely together in co-op, and they finally beat the game. Fracus, how's it going? Welcome to the stream. Oh my goodness. So, 1 second, Fracus. I'm going to get to you in just a minute. Sequel's coming out. It's not in a week. It comes out in August, I think, right? August. In a couple weeks. Not too far away. Holy smokes. That is a momentous occasion. Folks, Psychonaut is fantastic. He made this delightful NES game. All right, Lizard. Super good. Check it out. Also, still working on, I believe, another NES game. I don't know if you finished that or not. Look, I got 2 kids. My life is a mess. A frazzled mess. I can't keep up on everybody. And they have been tackling this forever, and I'm so proud of you guys, because that is quite a feat. That is a monumental feat. Check out Psychonaut. Super great person. Love him dearly. How's it going, Fracus? Welcome to the stream. It's good to see you. Yeah, Psychonauts. I have beaten Psychonauts before, but I've never really delved deep into Psychonauts. We're taking it a little slower. This is a more chill, scenic experience. We're trying to collect everything. We'll try to. If I get bored or burnt out, we're not gonna. But then I want to go through Rhombus of Ruin, the VR sequel, to prep for Psychonauts 2, because I'm very excited for it. I can't wait. I'm super stoked. How are you? I hope you're doing well. Psychonauts 2 was originally set to release in 2018 as a backer of the game. I'm seriously hyped. Slats, I'm super stoked. Because you backed it on Fig, right? Don't you get some money from that? Don't you actually get some like financial backing? Like some is that how that works, Fig?
Sasha, I'm going inside the caravan.
What do you see inside?
Oh, snap. We got a clip. No! Wait a darn tootin' minute. Oh, just as a supporter? Nice. Have you kids played Old Enough? This is actually one of the few games my kids introduced to me. Man. That is great.
I'm not sure. It's getting fuzzy.
That's true. I'm so super stoked.
What?
No, I'll figure it out.
Yeah. There's nothing wrong
Tell me what is happening.
Being a little older and loving games.
I'm kind of stuck in a little white space.
How little?
Really little.
What do I do?
Do you feel trapped?
No.
Confined?
No.
Smothered like you're buried alive?
No! Ah! Get me out of here!
Can you find your way out?
I can't see anything.
Can you fight your way out?
Huh?
Strike out with your psychic fist, Rasputin, but carefully.
Just want to see what he says.
Punch your way out, Rasputin.
Aha!
Blam.
Rasputin, are you okay? What do you see now?
I see a small, bunny-like animal thing.
An unfamiliar animal entity in a dream often represents a primal fear or memory. Follow it, and it should lead you somewhere important.
Check. Okay, Mr. Bun. You and I are gonna be tight. Wherever you go, I go. Like two peas in a... Hey! Come back here!
So, Fracus, I don't know if you've been here before, if you were new. I think you are. I'm Bogus Meat Factory. I play a lot of everything. New, old, it doesn't matter. I'm a lover of everything. And I've played a lot of games, a lot of old PC games, are some of more of my passion in delving into this stuff. I've played a lot of old DOS games. If you are a regular to the show, I'm sorry. I have ADHD. I don't remember anything. But we love, I love perspective in games, so if you ever want to pipe in and enthuse about a game, I'm more than welcome to have you. You're never going to be in a situation with me in a stream where I'm going to be like, nope, you're wrong, your opinion's terrible. Like, that doesn't happen with me. I'm very much a lover of games in general, and I love hearing people enthuse about stuff because it offers some perspective for myself. So if there's something that I don't enjoy that you really do, I want to hear about it, because then maybe I'll learn more about it so that I can enjoy it. Give me that chicken. The meat. All these meats. Oh! That's right, Fracus! Oh my gosh. From Decap Jedi. Of course. Hello. You missed the Infocom stuff. Duh. We do those on Fridays, though. So if you're ever available on Fridays, come in for the Infocom stuff. It's gonna be fun. We are going to be beating, Starcross. Then. Mr. Bunny.
Sasha?
What is it? Another bunny?
No. This is more of a super scary flaming-eyed demon kind of deal.
Yeah.
What?
Okay, I'm pulling you out of there. Just give me a second.
Sasha?
Hold on, I'm still getting some unusual interference. It's fascinating, as if someone else...
Agent 9?
Sorry, almost ready.
Sasha!
Yeah, Infocom.
That should not have happened. We need to try that again.
All over the Sierra stuff, adventure games.
I don't think I need
bread
to
and butter.
be in the tumbler with the glowy eye guys anymore.
Suit yourself. You know, in many tribal societies, learning to defeat the monsters you see in your dreams is considered a rite of passage. I can train you to fight. Come see me when you're ready.
So I grew up with a lot of adventure games. As a kid, I had an Apple II GS and got into Sierra early on with Space Quest 2. I'm a lover of parsers, text parsers particularly, and so I can rant unendingly about those things, as well as MMORPGs. I do a lot of talk about the design of MMORPGs and how they can be really great and interesting.
Okay, I'm ready to learn how to really fight.
Oh,
really? Love parsers, yes. I know you do, Slats. I know you do,
Nothing.
Slats.
It's just that I didn't think
I have a belief that I played Zack McCracken on 2GS as a kid, but I can't find any evidence
off.
that existed. I don't think it did either.
I'm ready to kill for my camp.
Listen, I'm sorry, but I can't train you. Agent Vodello would kill me.
What's the big
The
deal?
2GS is a lot of
What
fun.
she doesn't know won't hurt her.
You don't even have a marksmanship learner's permit. I could lose my job.
I'll get one.
Even if you used that secret passage over there and snuck into his sanctuary, Agent Cruller would never give you a marksmanship learner's permit.
Agent Cruller.
Never in a
So
million...
imagine me being 4 years old,
I talk with Agent Cruller.
having an Apple II GS, and I have much older brothers at the time, so they pirated stuff through school, the computer labs in their school. But imagine my parents buying one of the few games they actually bought, like legitimately, was Manhunter New York. Imagine being 4 years old and playing Manhunter New York.
Let's go to Ford's, my sanctuary.
I've been playing through Secret of Monkey Island lately for something right between parsers and Psychonauts. Monkey Island's classic. So have you played Monkey Island before? And what ones have you played and beaten? I'm very curious because Monkey Island 2, I have a hot take. Monkey Island 2 is not the best in terms of, it's very complicated in its puzzle design and in how you traverse the world. I don't think it's the best in that way, but I love its ending. It's the best ending. It's the best ending. It's the canon ending still in my book. I'm team Monkey Island 2 for its ending. Nobody agrees with me on that. Psychonauts says, I'm so sure I remember the disc and the computer and the introduction to the game, but it might be a false memory. Those are real things. So don't beat yourself up if that's the case. Frankus says, with processing ability and AI, surprised super complex parser games hasn't come back. Frankus, oh my gosh. Yes, we need text parsers. Even in a limited capacity. I talk about, and people have heard me on this channel rant unendingly about the original EverQuest and how it uses a text parser to great effect to engage players and to allow them the ability to connect and listen to the software instead of having the software talk at you. You know, when you play an MMO, typically an NPC has a quest, you just wait for the quest log to update to tell you where to go and what to do. It's not important. You're not engaged at all. But having a text parser then, and the ability to have to type in the local chat questions for the NPCs and engage in the conversation using the keyboard, elevates that dramatically, and you're really engaged in what you have to do. It's so much fun. I love it. Can't go on enough about it. Hold on. Manhunter always seems spooky and rad, but I never played Farm. Psychonauts revisit Manhunter New York. Psychonauts, it's not on GOG, I don't think. The folks who made it, the family that made it, they still own the rights to it. I don't know if it's commercially available right now. Never actually played Monkey Island before. Did play Sam and Max in the Maniac Mansion. What's crazy? The later life LucasArts games, Full Throttle, Curse of Monkey Island, those games, and how it uses a verb coin as its user interface. That's when you have something to interact with and you hold down the click button and it brings up a wheel of actions that you can use to interact with it. A really brilliant way to interact with stuff, and I think it's a fantastic tool in adventure games, they used that verb coin over 10 years prior, 1986, with the first graphical MMO, Habitat, on the Commodore 64. It uses a verb coin way back then. It's so revolutionary and such a just a forward-thinking idea. I love it. Oh my gosh. But seriously though, Psychonauts says it seems likely someone would have found and dumped 2GS Zack McCracken if it exists. If it's not impossible, it was just over like Zack McCracken though is kind of high profile, at least now. You would think somebody would have found it, but it could have gotten lost. Yep, Everywhere Games. Yes, Psychonauts. Yes. Also played Full Throttle. Disappointed when LucasArts shut all that down, but then we got Psychonauts out of it. Exactly. Oh, did you, Frankus? Very nice. I hear Ron Gilbert is a bit of a curmudgeon, a lovable curmudgeon.
Agent Krell.
Tom, how goes the training?
Let's see.
Sasha says I need to learn how to fight better.
He wants to teach you
But
advanced combat?
check out Manhunter.
On your first day?
Yeah.
Use a guide.
With a huge monster with yellow
Use a
eyes
guide,
and a
but
big
play
mouth
Manhunter.
with gnashing teeth.
Did it happen to spit anything at you?
Yeah. I think it was like an old diving helmet or something.
I see. Yes, well, we'd better get you armed.
Why? What's happening?
Oh, nothing. Prepare your mind. That's the motto of the Psychonauts. Here, this is a marksmanship learner's permit.
Ah,
it will only
nice,
work
Fracas.
when you're in
Nice.
Sash's mind. Once you complete his shooting range, you'll get the real merit badge and you can Psy Blast anywhere you want.
Thanks. Psy Blast?
Oh, you'll find out. Now get going. We can't have the camp overrun with big-eyed, garbage-spitting monsters, can we?
No, sir.
Lovable curmudgeon. Yeah, absolutely was talking about you, my friend.
I'd better go. Lots of work to do.
Good luck,
He did put the word grump right in his domain. This is true. So with Manhunter New York, what makes it so special and interesting is its presentation is unparalleled for that time, and it really pushes the Sierra engine in a way that was
Agent 9's
thought
lab, please.
impossible, because it's a first-person, almost essentially a point-and-click before you had the mouse. It was a point-and-click adventure game, a first-person point-and-click adventure game. It was like what Cyan Worlds did with Myst, using HyperCard. It's kind of like that in just the way it's designed, but then it has all these really awesome mini games, and its presentation, it uses this computer. It's a lot of fun, and I wish of all the Sierra games that I would love to see remade from the ground up, it'd be the Manhunter series. New York and San Francisco, and then to do the third one, London, which they never got to finish.
Okay,
but use a guide, because there's some
Excellent.
limitations
Well, my ass is
in
covered.
the
Are you sure you are ready
hardware
to do this?
that make
It could be
some
dangerous.
things a little opaque.
Yes. Are you gonna pull me into your mind like the coach did?
No offense, but it's time you saw what an organized mind looks like.
The doors. I love them so much. Just this presentation is so silly. Legit had to Google Manhunter New York. Best system emulator to play it on. Fracas, this is
Welcome
tough.
to my mind.
It's so empty. I mean...
There's more here than meets the eye, but I've learned to keep it under strict control, and that's what I'm going to teach you. Control your feelings, your fears, your anger. You must learn to control them, focus them, concentrate them, and release them.
As therapy?
No, as firepower. Say something hideous and horrible jumps out at you. Something so disgusting that you simply must die.
Thank you for following, Fracas.
Look directly at it. But I control those feelings. Focus them, concentrate, and release. And the world is a better place. Your turn.
Scum VM would be the easiest, but not the best. All right, so I believe it was on Amiga as well. Apple IIgs and Amiga are the best ways to do so. Apple IIgs was really great because of its music. Its sound card is much better, and it has, because otherwise it's just internal sound for DOS, and it sounds like garbage. But the music on the Apple IIgs was really good, and I think the Amiga has the same one. I'm not entirely sure, but I played it on the 2GS. And the music's really good, and the sounds and stuff like that are really great. But it's not easy to emulate, I guess, so it's kind of tough. So, I mean, I say experience it any way that you can. And Manhunter San Francisco, the sequel, is only on DOS. So it's only internal speaker, which is a major downgrade. There's an era in the mid-'80s before AdLib caught on, where other platforms have music, but not DOS versions. Yep, Psychonaut. Yep, exactly.
Oops. Well done, Raz. Well done, Raz. Keep shooting. Excellent. A victory for good taste. Now you must strive for precision when targeting. Say you were set upon by multiple attackers. But you need to dispense with them in a certain order. Eliminate these monsters in the proper sequence, and we can move on to the next lesson. Good. Again. Good. Again. Now then.
No.
Is this what you saw in your vision?
Well, it sure seemed a lot bigger in my head.
Ah, problems often seem larger in our heads than they really are. That's an important lesson to learn.
But
this is a
welcome back,
sensor,
sarcastic
an
friends.
integral part of any sane person's mind. The sensors roam through your psyche, looking for thoughts that don't belong, hallucinations, manias, waking dreams. The sensors hunt them down and censor them out.
Why do they come after me? I'm not a mania.
Yes, but you
I'm a
are a foreign entity
maniac,
in my mind. You technically don't belong here.
On
Yes,
the
but
floor,
I was attacked
and
in
a
my own
dancing
head.
like a
Yes,
little
well,
dance
the Brain
floor.
Tumbler could be malfunctioning, or you could be insane. We'll test for that later. For now, blast it.
Let's see. I'm still thinking hard about which version of Ultima 4 to